Yo, what is up everybody? It's your boy TyGuy711 back again with another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the best collections to complete in MLB The Show 22. A lot of these cards are kind of being slept on. They're not the highest rated cards. A lot of these cards actually are some of the lower overalls that are pretty good. So actually, we're going to start out in Baltimore with Darren O'Day 82 overall. And yes, he is a submarine pitcher. That is one of the most clutch things to have in this game. And I don't know about y'all, but I love using Darren O'Day in all the MLB The Shows. So that's why I consider him one of the best ones. He's got 91 hits per 9, 95 Ks per 9. And you look at that 99 break with a slider, 4-seam, sinker, and changeup, this card's going to be pretty nasty. Plus, if you look at the collection, it is a pretty cheap collection to complete. Obviously, the prices are pretty high right now simply because of Cedric Mullins, but I would say this is definitely a collection you want to complete. Especially this early in the game, he's going to be one of the best relievers in the game. And actually right next to it, in Boston, we're going to be looking at 88 overall Kevin Youkilis. The only thing that concerns me about this card is the power versus lefties. Otherwise, this card is amazing. He's got great fielding. He's got 86 contact versus righties, 89 contact versus lefties, and 82 power versus righties. Diamond hitting, diamond defense. He can play first base, third base, left field. Of course, the speed is a little bit low, but if you're going to be putting him at third or first, it won't really matter a whole lot. And yes, this is one of the more expensive collections right now, but I'd still say it's one of the better ones to complete. And this one might be an obvious one. The Yankees. They always are going to have good ones. 89 overall, Gary Sanchez. That's probably one of the best catchers in the game. We take a look at his attributes, and they are just disgusting. 66 contact versus righties is a little bit low, but the 98 contact versus lefties, 96 power versus righties, and 111 power versus lefties. The contact versus righties doesn't really weigh him down that much. It's still pretty damn good. He's got 64 vision. He's got gold defense. 82 arm, 80 accuracy. He's going to be pretty solid behind the plate. He may not be one of the best behind the plate, but with that hitting, I don't think it really matters. I know I'm going to be trying to do the Yankees one pretty damn soon. I already got Aaron Judge, and the next video you guys are going to see is going to be a pack opening video, so stay tuned for that. Another team that's going to be in the AL East, we got the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're going to have 85 overall Jose Alvarado. Now I know what you're thinking. This card does not look outstanding just from looking at it on the outside, but you go over to quirks, and there's Outlier. Outlier is one of the most disgusting quirks in the game and is going to extremely benefit Jose Alvarado and be one of the best relievers in the game. He's got a 2-seam, slider, curveball, 4-seam with 104 hits per 9, 97 Ks per 9. The walks per 9 are pretty low, but 99 velo, 99 break. So you're going to have some movement on that 2-seam, the movement on the slider, and you're going to have a hot fastball coming in. I'd say this card is going to be really easy to use. You're going to really have to make sure you select your pitches good, but I still think that this reliever is probably going to be the best lefty for a little bit. Finally, heading over to the AL Central, we're going to look at, the White Sox, and it's a new legend, 90 overall Ray Durham. Now, the reason I put him here is because he's a switch-hitting second baseman. He's got high contact with 88 and 92, and he's got solid power, 67 and 65. Got really good vision, solid fielding, and really good speed. This card reminds me of a better D. Gordon card that we've always wanted. It's got the power. It's got the power we've been missing. He already had the contact and he already had the speed, and he's got good fielding. This card is going to be a lot of people's second baseman to start. Plus, these cards aren't really going for that much. Of course, you're going to have Yasmani Grandal. You're going to have Luis Robert. Liam Hendricks isn't too expensive, but all the rest, if you manage to pull them in pack openings or if you already have them, go ahead and complete the collection. I know that's what I'm going to do. We're going to stay in the AL Central. We're going to be looking at the Guardians, and we have 88 overall. Now we're going to be staying in the AL Central. We're going to be looking at the Guardians, and we're going to have 88 overall Jim Thome. Again, another stacked hitting card. 82 contact versus righties, 79 contact versus lefties, 112 power versus righties, 85 power versus lefties. Not great fielding, but again, with a card that hits this well, you gotta stick him in your lineup. He want to be one of the first cards I go for, or the first collection, because you do have Jose Ramirez right there. And he is going to cost you a hefty amount of stubs, 35,000. Plus, you're going to have to deal with Shane Bieber. So he wouldn't be one of my first priorities, but if you did pull Jose Ramirez, I'd hop on this collection, use that Jim Thome as your first baseman. And now we're going to be looking at the Twins. We got Justin Morneau, 86 overall. Another cheap, affordable collection. He is going to be a lefty bat. 70 contact versus righties, 73 contact versus lefties, 89 power versus righties, and 72 power versus lefties with 81 vision. Not so great fielding, just another good hitting card. Not really too much to say about this one. I still think he's pretty worth it to get. Now this one's a pretty good one too. We're going to be heading over to the AL West, and we're going to look at 92 overall Dallas Keuchel. In the past, Keuchel has been pretty easy to hit, I will say. And it may be a problem with the 70 velo, but I think his pitching repertoire this early in the game is going to be worth it for now. I think they buffed hits per 9, so I think 90 hits per 9 is actually going to be pretty good this year. So I'd say Keuchel is a pretty reliable option that you're going to have. He's got great numbers across the board with good control. I know the velo's low, 95 break, sinker, slider, changeup, cutter, and four seam. That repertoire is just way too good. I think you have to stick him in your rotation if you get him. Not to mention, this is a pretty cheap collection. I know there's 3 diamonds, but with the fact that there is 3 diamonds, it's not too expensive. The most expensive diamond is going to be Altuve, and he's only going for 11K. So I say if you're able to complete this collection, go for it. You're going to get a 92 overall to start off, and I think he's going to be pretty good this early in the game cycle. Now this one I really don't need to talk much about. It's the Angels, and we're going to be talking about 95 overall Troy Glaus. I mean, look at this card. Do I need to really say much? He's got 102 power versus righties and 118 power versus lefties. Great fielding, mediocre speed, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And there's not much you guys can do. You guys have to get Shohei Ohtani, and you have to get Mike Trout, and they're both going for a fortune on the market right now. But yeah, just wanted to throw it out there. This is one of the best collections to get. Now, this might be my favorite one, and I'm probably going to do it right after I'm done with this video. That's going to be the Texas Rangers, and we're looking at 85 overall Mike Napoli. My Angels bias could be big here, but look at those hitting stats. 84 contact versus righties and lefties, 92 power versus righties, and 91 power versus lefties. Solid vision, not so great fielding, but I don't really think that matters. You could stick him at first base, and at the catcher position this early, there's not a ton of speedy guys that people are going to be using, unless they already have gotten a lot of the live series cards, because, you know, you're going to have the Acuñas, you're going to have the Roberts. But with a card like this, I really think he's going to be worth sticking at the catcher position. I'm so excited to use this card. He's going to be on my all-time Angels team, and I genuinely think he's the most underrated card in this live series. I think this is the most underrated card you could collect, and it might be the most underrated collection in general. I'm very excited to use this card on my all-time Angels team. I think he's going to be a really good card this year. And with the Braves, I'm going to be heading over there. We're going to talk about 94 Hank Aaron, which was a card in last year's game. He was a team affinity last year, and I'm pretty sure the stats are relatively similar, and it's still a pretty good card. He obviously breaks against lefties, but he has 85 contact versus righties and 77 power versus righties. Great vision, great fielding, solid speed. And yes, it's going to be tough to complete this one again. We have Ronald Acuña sticking over there in the Braves collection. But if you pull Acuña night 1, or if you pull Acuña in the next few days, I would go all out before it's going to get too much to get this Hank Aaron card. I think prices start increasing when we see all the new people getting the game. A lot of people are going to be trying to buy collections right away. So I would say in the next few days, if you have pulled Acuña, go all out and get this collection done. Get that 94 Hank Aaron. And another team that is absolutely nuts. We're going to be talking about the New York Mets. 96 Gary Carter is going to be their collection. I mean, another card that is really... This is a very similar card to the Troy Glaus card, except he's going to be at the catcher position. Great fielding. It's just going to be really tough to get him. 94 power versus righties, 108 power versus lefties, and 106 vision. It's just a card that you're going to have to wait to get. He is one of the best rewards, though. And honestly, there's only one collection I'm really liking in the NL Central, and that's the Pirates. It's a super cheap collection, and you're looking at 82 overall Willie Stargell. Willie Stargell has had one of the best swings in the game for years now, and you're looking at a card that's not too great against lefties, but if you're just starting out, 97 contact versus righties and 86 power versus righties, you can't beat that. Again, not so great fielding. He's going to be in left field. You could stick him at first base. Personally, I would stick him at first. This is a perfect bench bat that you can use on your team. I know I'm probably going to use him there, and I'm probably going to complete this collection in the next few days. The last collection I got for you guys, it's an obvious one, but we're going to be going over to the LA Dodgers, and we're going to be looking at the new legend, 94 overall, Kirk Gibson. The card art is beautiful, by the way. Shout out to SDS. They did an amazing job on the card art. And Kirk Gibson is a stud. 93 contact versus righties, 96 contact versus lefties, 80 power versus righties, 92 power versus lefties. Great speed, great fielding. It's going to be the best left fielder for a while. Again, I'm not too sure how his swing is, but this is a card that you need to get. Probably the best one out of all of them, I would say. I know there's Troy Glaus. His swing's pretty good. It's between him and Kirk Gibson for me. Overall, though, that is going to do today's video. Let me know if this helped you guys. Let me know which cards you're going to be completing. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys are not yet. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And I'll catch you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And peace.